Jesus saw his mother and the disciple he loved standing there. So he said to his mother, "Here is your son." Then he said to the disciple, "She is your mother." From that time, the disciple took her to live in his house. We sing together hymn number 139, "At the cross, her vigil keeping."
Thief, Luke 23:39-43. My life was a waste, a complete disaster. The world would have been better off without me, and in the end, it did get rid of me. My crimes and cruelty got me here. I deserved this death. At first, I cursed the guy hanging next to me, right along with the other criminal. But then I got to thinking, if God is real, before long, I'll be facing him. I knew I was on the cross because I deserved it. But Jesus was totally innocent. It struck me then that maybe, just maybe, this wouldn't be the end of Jesus. I'm not sure where that idea came from, but I became more and more convinced of it. So I said it, "Jesus, remember me." In heaven, there will be no more pain, no more sorrow, no more hatred, no more guilt. Only joy, peace, delight, and acceptance. Jesus will be there too, radiant beyond description, and I'll be with him forever.
One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at him. "Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God?" he said, "since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus answered him, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise."
I've never seen anything like it. He turns down the offer of wine mixed with myrrh to dope him up and ease the pain. Seems he'd rather suffer the worst with a clear head. The soldiers stripped him naked, spread him out, hammer spikes into his wrists and heels, hoist him up, and what does he say? "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." There's something unearthly about him. At noon, everything turns dark. It stays that way for 3 hours. Then around 3 o'clock, after 6 hours of hanging there, when you'd expect him to have no energy left, he suddenly shouts in a loud voice, "It is finished!" It almost seems like he's in control somehow. He decides when enough is enough. "Father," he says quietly, "into your hands I commit my spirit," and then he dies. That's when the earthquake hits. Is God himself reacting to this? People are staggering, rocks are shattering, as if somehow Jesus' death has shifted the entire universe. Surely this man was the Son of God.
At noon, the whole country was covered with darkness, which lasted for 3 hours. At 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out with a loud shout, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Some of the people there heard him and said, "Listen, he is calling for Elijah." And one of them ran up with a sponge and soaked it in cheap wine and put it on the end of a stick. Then he held it up to Jesus' lips and said, "Wait, let us see if Elijah is coming to bring him down from the cross." With a loud cry, Jesus died. The curtain hanging in the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The army officer who was standing there in the front of the cross saw how Jesus had died. And this man was really the Son of God, he said. We know the story. We've heard it year after year. We just heard it in portions today. And it all comes down to this moment. This is a key moment, foundational moment of the faith that we claim. I bring a short reflection here. Actually, it's a reflection of a past member of the clergy in the Anglican Church, Dr. Robert Krause, a well-known preacher and speaker, and he put this out as a thought for this day, for Good Friday. Then Jesus took unto himself the 12 and said unto them, "Behold, I go up to Jerusalem, and all things written by the prophets concerning the Son of Man shall be accomplished. For he shall be delivered unto the Gentiles, and shall be mocked and spitefully entreated and spitted on. And they shall scourge him and put him to death, and the third day he shall rise again." And they understood none of these things. And this saying was hid from them, neither understood they the things which were spoken. "Behold, we go up to Jerusalem" is a summons in this day. "Behold, we go up to Jerusalem to witness those things which came to pass. We gaze and fix our minds and hearts upon the passion of the Son of God. And behold, we go up to Jerusalem to witness a mystery which astounds and stupefies, a mystery before which all words seem cheap. Every symbol seems too shallow. What thoughts or what emotions can embrace such horrendous contradictions? The Son of God is spit upon. The Son of God, the Word of life, goes down to death. How can we contemplate such things? How can we even begin to understand? How can we fix our minds and hearts on these things? In the mystery of that moment, all the power of heaven and earth and hell are shaken. The sun withholds its light. The whole creation, which longs for its redemption, utters its astounded cry. As the earth quakes and as the rocks are rent, in that moment all the hopes and expectations of religion are confounded. And the veil of the temple is rent in two from the top to the bottom. Many bodies of the saints arise and go about the city. That is to say, the whole settled order of the universe and of human life and expectations, all that is reasonable and dependable, is overturned, turned upside down, when God, the Son of God, is spit on, when the word of life goes down to death. How can we begin to understand this? On one side, we say it is the work of human wickedness, pride of sin, which put to death the Son of God. Who was guilty? Who brought this upon thee? Words from a hymn by Reverend Paul Kirkegaard. Alas, my treason, Jesus, hath undone thee. 'Twas I, Lord Jesus, I was denied thee. I crucified thee. And that, no doubt, is true. And yet, how are we to believe that our paltry sins should overthrow the order of the universe and the dim brightness of that infinite and everlasting glory which is God? Isn't it madness to suppose that God is in our hands? The power of human wickedness is no doubt great. Its machinations sink into the very fabric of our life and cripple the mind and heart. We experience